Hello and welcome to this edition of Capture. I'm Vander Voort. We'll begin tonight's show by taking a look at international news. Last Thursday, the United States of America dropped the largest non-nuclear bomb ever used in combat on an ISIS cell in Afghanistan. The mother of all bombs, also referred to as Moab, was detonated on top of a series of tunnels where ISIS fighters were hiding. President Trump praised the bombing, calling it a very successful mission. But former Afghanistan President Hamid Karzai condemned the attack, taking to Twitter to share his thoughts. Over the weekend, Vice President Mike Pence visited the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea after North Korea's most recent failed missile launch. Pence said the launch was a type of provocation, but warned North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un that the era of strategic patience is over. Taking a look at national politics, President Donald Trump's decision to take military action in Syria is still a widespread topic of discussion among Washington politicos. According to Fox News, President Trump's ratings have climbed after gaining bipartisan support for his decision to send 59 Tomahawk missiles into Syria. The question for many is, what happens next? On Sunday, President Trump took to Twitter to criticize those still creating a fuss over his tax returns by tweeting, "The election is over." Last week, the House of Representatives approved a resolution to overturn a last-minute Obama administration rule, forcing states to give taxpayer money to Planned Parenthood and other abortion providers. That's all we have for national and international news. Let's head to APU Sports because we've got a lot to cover. Baseball struggled this past weekend, losing their first series of the season to Cal Baptist. The Cougars went 1-3 in their 4-game series. APU is still in first place of the Pac-West Conference with an overall record of 31-7. They'll play their next series at Point Loma this weekend. Softball split their 2-game series against Cal Baptist. The team is now 27-17 on the season. They'll play against Notre Dame de Namur in a doubleheader at home on Friday. Men's tennis lost 4-5 against UC San Diego in their regular season finale. They're currently 17-3 and are first in the Pac-West Conference. Women's tennis also lost on their regular season finale against Claremont Mudd Scripps. They're 14-8 on the season. Both men's and women's tennis will compete in the Pac-West Conference tournament in Surprise, Arizona from April 19 through April 22nd. Water polo is now 13-12 after losing to San Diego State last Thursday. They'll play their season finale at home against Cal Baptist on Saturday as the Cougars pursue their first winning season. They'll also compete in the Golden Coast Conference tournament later in the month. Last week, APU track and field brought large crowds to campus. The 9th annual Bryan Clay Invitational was hosted last Thursday and Friday. The former Olympian and APU alum helped out at the long jump pits, as is tradition. This was the largest Bryan Clay Invitational to date, as 325 schools and clubs competed in the event, with nearly 3,000 competitors. The 2-day event resulted in 15 meet records and 8 stadium records. Junior James Jones finished second in the shot put, and senior Alex Henderson finished second in the javelin. Additionally, our men's 4x400 meter relay finished second in their heat behind UC San Diego and were 6th overall. Last week, Acrobatics and Tumbling held their annual senior night against Baylor to close their regular season. Here's Capture reporter Tyler Smith with the story.
Last Tuesday, Acrobatics and Tumbling held its senior night and last home meet against Baylor. The meet started with the honoring of the 2 seniors, Kalani Aguigui and Hannah Wielander. They spoke with us about their senior night and how their season went overall.
We had a lot of ups. We had a few things that went wrong, but mostly because the health of the girls in our team weren't the best. But we pushed through, we trusted God, and we were there for each other, so that's all I could have asked for.
I know we're having nationals here, and so it was our last regular season meet, but it was really emotional because I remembered my first meet here, and having this last meet here, it's like, oh my God, it went by so fast. I was like, how is this coming to an end? But I think we finished really well. Me and the other senior, Kalani, we had a lot of fun with it, no matter the outcome, so it was really good.
Head coach Colleen Crussard spoke a little about the match against Baylor and what they expect for the future seasons of APU's Acro and Tumbling.
It's hard to lose 2 really good leaders. There are 2 captains. We have 3, but those 2, it's going to be hard to lose for next year. But they've done a great job. They carried the team through a lot of difficulty this year and a lot of controversy with scoring and all that kind of stuff. So I really feel appreciative to have leaders that truly lead this team.
APU's Acro and Tumbling finished the season with a record of 2-4. APU will be hosting the NCATA National Collegiate Acrobatics and Tumbling Association National Championships this month on the 27th through the 29th. APU will be facing Hawaii Pacific in the elimination bracket.
So going into that, we're just hoping to get the highest scores that we can, top off our scores from the whole season. We're hoping to be put in a good bracket to begin with, so we can excel in the first round, go on to the second round, excel there, and hopefully make it to the final round. The big D1s, Oregon and Baylor, are definitely probably one of them are going to be in the final round. So it's going to be a little intense, but I'm excited at being in the Felix Event Center here for my senior year. We have such a bond on this team. So I just want them to stay as much of a family as we are this year and we have in the past. The sense of faith and the sense of God on this team is just impeccable, and I don't think you can find that anywhere else. And I want every girl that comes out of this team to feel like APU Acro and Tumbling really did something for them, because it definitely did to me. It made a huge impact in my life, and I'm so happy that I had this opportunity.
Reporting for APU Capture, this is Tyler Smith.
Let's take a look at health and tech news. In a recent 60-minute segment called Brain Hacking, Anderson Cooper investigated the scientific reason behind why we're so glued to our screens. He interviewed former Google product manager Tristan Harris, who said that Silicon Valley is engineering our phones and apps to get us hooked and even programming our brains to form a habit. Psychologist Larry Rosen at Cal State Dominguez Hills is also researching the effect of technology on our anxiety levels in relation to the hormone released called cortisol. Adding to this, Cooper said the same hormone that made primitive man anxious and hyper-aware of his surroundings to keep from being eaten by lions is today compelling all of us to continually peek at our phones to relieve our anxiety. That's all we have for this edition of Capture. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at APU Capture. This Friday at noon, make sure you tune in to our Facebook Friday Live update, as well as our final edition of Capture next Monday. I'm Vander Voort, signing off. Have a great week.